I realized that I forgot some small thing while I was working at the last Lambda function. As you see here, we have two return blocks in this Lambda function. So that was the default code that the AWS provided me. So I think we should just delete this and we deploy it again. And I just want to make sure it works as expected. So we test it again. So yeah, it does. So now we are ready to start our next step, which is the building the API gateway. I think this is like the border of where the backend starts, because API gateway works like a receptionist at a hotel, so that you just communicate with the receptionist to get a hotel room, right? So it's exactly the same. So it just takes the request, it will take the request from the front-end application, and it will invoke our Lambda function to fetch the data. So I'm using this API gateway. Also, like I will create soon just for one request to get the earthquake logs. But in the future, if we want to scale up our application to provide newer services, like I'm planning actually to do a SNS, so like with simple notification service. So if an earthquake larger than, for example, 6.5 magnitude, so that some people can subscribe to it, or like some media agencies, for example, and then they can get notifications from our service whenever there is an earthquake that's like larger than 6.5. So to do that, I need to create a new Lambda function and connect it to an SNS, etc., so that it will still happen through from the request will come from front-end application, and it will still pass through the API gateway. So that's why it's our entry point for our front-end application. So therefore we just need to do it, and then I just write here like API gateway, and I open this one also in a new tab. So I will use a REST API, and it works with the following: Lambda, HTTP, blah blah. So that's what we need, and then we click build. Yes, we will have a new API, and I need a new name. We can call it like earthquake logs API. So returns EQ logs in last 24 hours. So endpoint type will be regional, so we don't need to do any other further configuration. So we just click create API. Okay, at this stage, we need to give some resource to our API. So resource path will be like the root, and then here I will write the get request address. So that's what we call as resource here in AWS. So that get EQ logs, I can call it. So I'll just write it down somewhere, so we don't forget this. So we don't need any cross-origin resource sharing, so we just click create resource. And now we have a resource also, and then we just need a create method and to create our get function, and the method type will be get. So we don't need any other, like we won't be writing through an API gateway, right? I mean, so far, and I will just need to do like get request here, and it will be integrated with a Lambda function. And yes, we need a Lambda proxy integration. So as it says here, like send the request to your Lambda function as a structured event. So if you are in another region, so you should see something else, I guess, here by default. So because I'm in Norway, and it shows EU North 1, and I just need to pick my correct Lambda function, which is get EQ logs, which is this one. So don't make a mistake, and if you pick this one, so your function will not do what you were thinking of. So now we don't need to do any further configuration again, and we can just create method. So now we're almost ready. So the picture here also like shows like something similar to what I put in my diagram. So we just need to deploy this API. So we need to choose a new stage because now we are deploying for the first time, and I need to give a stage name. So I will call it like ECMA prod. I can write it all in small letters. So it's like earthquake monitoring app, and then first time deploy, and then we just click deploy. In a few seconds it should be ready. Successfully created deployment for earthquake log API. It's active for ECMA prod. So I can get this invoke URL, and it says missing authentication token because I'm not calling the correct address. Therefore I wrote this down. So you just call it this way, and it's now we have an HTTPS, so it's a secure transport way, and now it's working. So that's what we wanted to see, right? So our data is sorted by timestamp. So this is like 1557 and then 1311. So luckily a new earthquake occurred recently. So and the last one is from 13th of April. So I mean, I called it like last 24 hours, but I don't really have a control over it. So it's just like the latest earthquakes. So, and I think it is done. So we have now managed to create our API gateway. So now I'm just finished my backend part. Now I can start with the front end.